Hello, and welcome to another episode of I am your host, Mad Wolf. Now, what we're going to be doing tonight, you probably already know from the episode title, and this is homemade burritos. So, what we have here is a pot, which is already preheating. We have a colander, or a strainer, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's the same thing. It's a utensil, it's a tool that drains the liquid from whatever the hell you're cooking, whether it be pasta or meat. It doesn't really matter. It's a strainer, it's a colander, it's both. It's a colander strainer. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I put a bowl underneath. That's important because you want the liquids to pour out. You don't want to pour it down the sink because it can be greasy, it can be bad. So, what we have over here, we have our ingredients. These are the essential ingredients. We got about a pound and a quarter, pound and 1.21 pounds of hamburger. Got some sour cream. The brand doesn't really matter. I just like this kind of sour cream. I actually like Crudson, but they didn't have any. They were kind of running low. By the way, Happy New Year. First video of the new year. Also got some Mission flour tortillas. You can use whatever tortillas are your preference, but you do want flour tortillas. Sorry, I just felt something coming up there. Corn tortillas are more for like tacos, stuff like that. We also have some traditional Rosarita, refried greens. Those are good. Taco seasoning, once again, doesn't really matter the brand of the taco seasoning, but taco seasoning is important. This is actually my mom's recipe. She invented it, and it was from a long time ago. It's pretty good. The salsa here is optional, but I prefer La Victoria Supreme salsa. It's my own preference. But, the first thing we got to do, we're going to brown the hamburger. Okay, so we got the hamburger, browning. So, you want to break it up. There you go, all that hamburger. I actually wish I had a metal spatula to do this. Metal spatulas are a little bit easier to cut up meat, and because as you can see, it's kind of sticking to that plastic. Once it gets cooked, it's going to be easier to fall off. So yeah, we're just cutting this up. This is also important. While I'm still waiting for the beef to be all cooked up in there. These instructions here are just for making tacos, but we do need the 3/4 cups of water. So pretty easy. All you do is get a measuring cup and you put 3/4 of a cup in water in there. Okay, so as we can see here, the meat's pretty brown and it's covered in grease. We don't want the grease, but stir it up. This is very hard to do with my left hand because I'm right-handed, and this is going to be interesting. So I have to set this down. Basically, that is going to go in here, that in there. So okay, so as you can see, the pot is pretty greasy and oily. That is still steaming hot. It's being poured into that bowl there. My hand is kind of burning. I shut off the stove because I'm going to wash that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put the taco seasoning in. We're going to put the sour cream in after the stove preheats again. First, we got to wash it. But then we're going to put taco seasoning, sour cream, beans, and stir that up with the water. And we're getting that ready while the meat is still draining. But first things first, I got to wash the pan because I don't want all that grease in there. Okay, so we got the thing preheated. I'm going to dump this in here. And I forgot to do some things. Hang on. In goes the taco mix. Now, the taco mix should be just mixed on in there. So we're mixing taco mix all nice and neatly in there. Okay. Okay, I went ahead and put the beans in there. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but now let's get this out of the way. And get some sour cream. There we go. 2 spoons. I usually try to do 2 spoons, but sometimes I put a little bit more in. I also have a tendency of eating the spoonful of sour cream, but I really like sour cream. And then what we do is we just slide this in. Now it's going to have some grease in there. Don't worry too much about that. Basically, you just don't want all that in there. Helps keep it a little bit healthier, and then we just stir it up. I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Okay, no bulk. All I did was I mixed all that stuff in there until it turned into that gelatinous goo. Probably going to put some more sour cream in there just because that looks a little bit too chunky for my tastes. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot less, or a lot more creamier, which I do like that. I will show you how I prepare the tortillas, because this is pretty much done. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 1 tortilla. The burrito mix is done. I'm just gonna put the tortilla in the microwave with my one bad hand, because, you know, I'm actually right-handed. There we go. So I usually punch it in for 30 seconds. That gets that pepper jack cheese all melted, and it gets the tortilla pretty warm so you can wrap it up easily. Okay, so using the same spatula, I'm just going to put some of that in there. Alright, you could garnish it with whatever the hell you want. Lettuce, tomatoes, onions, crushed up tortilla, Doritos chips. Those are pretty good. Just get get a handful of Cool Ranch Doritos or nacho cheese, just crunch them, and then you could just sprinkle them in there. It's actually really good. In this particular case, I used La Victoria salsa, the same one there, some chopped up onions, lettuce, and tomato, which is ironic because there's tomato in the La Victoria salsa. But yeah, now I'm going to fold this the way I folded. So I fold one side like that. It's just easier with 2 hands, but kind of busy. And then I use this side. And you want to fold this past there, scoop it in, and then roll it. So yeah, the chin thing wasn't working, so. But yeah. And that is a stuffed up burrito. It's gonna be for Arctic, so yeah, that's how we make burritos. And yeah.